Hi everyone, so this week I'm taking part in the Great Big Green Week, which is a week to take action on climate change. I'm going to be planting a tree every single day this week here in our home, which my parents have been planting trees the generation before me, and I'll be planting trees, investing in my children's generation, and hopefully they'll continue to do the same for their kids and grandkids too. So alongside all the other amazing trees that have been here on the property for hundreds of years, we're also going to be planting 3 big black birch, 1 dawn redwood, 2 Persian ironwoods, 3 oaks, and the most special is the Davidia, which is also commonly known as the handkerchief tree. So excited to see how that grows in the years to come. Wow, it's not heavy at all.
No, it should be heavier than that. It's dry.
So what's the sort of lifespan of a black birch?
So these are some of the younger trees. So you expect this to live only 80 to 100 years, where some of the other trees live up to 800, 900,
wow,
thousands if they're happy.
What role do worms play in trees? So they eat it, soften it, excrete it, and becomes a natural fertiliser.
Yeah, it might sound pretty gross, but it's very useful.
Yeah. So I've just planted the first tree, which is a black birch. It's got a lifespan of about 80 to 100 years. Planted it right by the river here, which is actually a floodplain, but this tree should survive and hopefully thrive in a high water area. So day number 2, and we're going to be planting a Petula nigra, which is another black birch here by the river, close to where we planted the other black birch yesterday.
Too deep.
Yeah.
Get a load of this in, mixing it with some of this less clayey stuff.
Yeah.
And any wigglies or bits of them.
Yeah.
That's it.
So the planet can currently home over 2.5 billion acres worth of new trees, and those trees alone could sequester over 200 gigatons of carbon, which will just make an absolutely huge difference in the fight that we have against combating climate change. So we're about to plant this dawn redwood, which is an absolutely beautiful and mammoth tree. One of the most amazing experiences I've ever had is standing next to a giant redwood in Yosemite National Park. And this tree will survive for around 600 years if it's looked after well enough. And it's not until my great grandkids are around before they're going to see this tree fully grown.
Cool. Ready? She gonna go?
Right. Yeah, I knew to move out the way, luckily. This tree is a dawn redwood, which means it's going to play a fundamental role in regulating the climate for many generations to come, and that's the power of a tree, especially one that lives this long. And it's kind of like a natural solar panel in the sense that it absorbs the heat from the sun and the sun's rays, turns it into food to grow, but in that process it's also absorbing the carbon dioxide that we breathe out and also put out into the atmosphere, turning it into oxygen, filtering our air. And so as individuals, one of the most powerful things we can do is just to get out there and plant some trees, learn about them, educate yourself, and it's a really thoroughly enjoyable process as well.
They tell you the deer's got some when they
Okay.
Yeah, that's
In there.
Maybe stamp.
Yeah,
stamp.
So we just finished planting the Davidia tree, which is most commonly known as the handkerchief tree. It has these white flowers that hang down like a handkerchief, and of all the trees we're planting, it's probably the most visually beautiful. So I just finished planting all the trees for the Great Big Green Week, and it's been a wholly wonderful experience being outside in nature and contributing in my own way this week to benefiting our environment. I hope it's inspired you guys to get out more, and in particularly going to go and plant some trees at some point this year, because it's a pretty amazing and enjoyable thing to do, and also it's much needed at this time.